Namaste everyone. Welcome to our 29th annual World Yoga Festival and the 8th International Day of Yoga celebration. Today we have a guest speaker, that is Maha Mandaleshwar Gayatridevi, Swamini Gayatridevi, Blesio from Milan, Italy. She's a president and yoga Paripurna Schoolmaster at International Yoga Confederation of India and Schoolmaster at Suryanagara Ashram. Long time friend. We did so many events together in different countries, and she's basically an artist too. When I visited her center in Milan, I saw entire building filled with the paintings of Indian art. That's a part I have to say, Indian art. So
Yes.
here, our Blesio, Gayatridevi, welcome. Floor for you.
It's a very pleasure. Thank you to invite me. And I speak a little bit the history, like yoga and Sanatana Dharma, because without Sanatana Dharma, yoga is only how the people knows in the Western place is only physical part. So I prefer explain something about the roots of this. The yoga of the origin. That is a path to reach awareness of the self inside. The modern society considers yoga more like a gymnastic. Instead, should give gives the possibility to harmonize the body with the mind and spirit, but that in most cases consisting working on physical appearance, forgetting or giving little attention to the inner aspect of our being in touch with one's own and real essence. In some school, asanas or pranayama are perfected. Sorry?
Please continue.
Are perfected, and in other schools, it is proposed only meditation and something. There is the claim to start from samadhi. As you cannot start building a temple for the roof, but from good and solid foundations, yoga must start from the ground, from the roots and its origins. In a world of specialization, it is hard to see the full aspect of yoga, especially because having lost the knowledge of the roots, everything that is proposed now as a small part ends up to be accepted as authentic and global. And the reason is a need to recover one's center, one's own contact with the reality. In a world that considers only the appearance, people feel the need of the being. Yoga is now a very important discipline, perhaps more so than it has ever been. It's the most efficacious way to get in touch with one's own and real essence. Like Yoga Paripurna, it's a very important, this kind of thing. Saves knowledge and knowledge saves us. will save us. We should not think about yoga as something like a religion, because it would be a misconception. Yoga is a path to personal realization. Yoga Paripurna is a full, total. And some rishis in the South India, in the Central India, and the North India give this name because in Sanskrit, because we think the yoga I propose is full, total. So it's a paripurna. Yoga is knowledge that opens mind. It's a path to personal realization, which can be covered equally by believers and non-believers, followers of all creeds, without coming into conflict with one's belief and ideas. And it is a huge help to overcome the suffering of this year of intolerance, of a closing-minded attitude that many people show in their refusal to accept other ways of thinking and beliefs. It is a way for the realization of the person. Yoga is a knowledge that opens mind. We should not think about yoga as a religion, because it would be a mistake. Yoga is open the mind, not conditioned by any line of thought. Is like a white light that contains all colors and illuminates and enlightening, enlivening, and enhancing everything. A colored light, on the other hand, only knows its color, and by flattening all things monochromatically, it will not have the possibility of knowing, understanding, and appreciating the beauty of all the other colors. And it is a huge help to overcome the suffering of these years of intolerance, of closed-minded attitude that many people show in their refusal to accept other way of thinking and belief. Let's take into consideration the Sanatana Dharma, Indian spirituality. And I say spirituality and not religion. Religion comes from the Latin word religere, which means to pay attention to the religion's act, or from religare, which means to bind, the close, tie. Spirituality is not subject to the power and social convention of a place of belonging. The spirituality is the basic aspect of the thoughts of the human being, which, with the current knowledge, is indisputable and unalterable. In short, it is the part closest to the idea that everyone has of the divine without form, of the Sanatana Dharma. Well, if we take this basic idea, that it sung by the ancient Vedic poets and sages, and taken up with greater expansion and actuality in the various Upanishads. We notice that it doesn't differ much from the Christian or Sufi or Buddhist or animist of Native American thinking. And it is no different from the teachings of almost any spiritual belief. And I'm not talking about various isms that over the centuries have unfortunately disregarded the very thoughts of their founders, gurus, and guides, building extra structures that have snuffed out, suffocated the pure initial idea, up to make it appear completely denatured, or in most cases, even contradictory. I'm referring just to the basic spirituality, that is the one, and the one, only one, which I always take into consideration, and that I personally identify with the Sanatana Dharma. On the contrary, let us realize that if we open our mind to other lines, we honor the organ and the possibility that the divine on any line has bestowed and us, that unfortunately at times we use little the brain, the heart, and discernment, which lately has changed connotation, becoming discrimination instead of clear-headed intention. We find ourselves sunk into ever more blocking closure, the classic cages that humans are so good at building. Well, with this preliminary remark, it is obvious that if we go to know very deep a different creed, we realize that we are not committing a sin. The sin is in the heart of those who launched their mood, dictated by the fear of losing status, a throne, a favorable social position. This reaction always reveals a very much expanded ego. Indeed, let's be aware that if we open our mind to other lines, we honor our organs, gifted by the divine, or every line, which sometimes now we make little use. So instead of clarity of purpose defined ourselves, meeting our faith, creed, rather than being afraid of them, it's better to include what they perhaps have more, that is maybe closer to the reality of life, something they can do in a better way. Perhaps they could possess the appropriate techniques to more easily reach the understanding of that divine origin, principle, energy, initial boost, force, cause of whatever you want to call it. That is one, and being one does not have another one to fight against. One oneness that is powerful enough not to need the Ant-Man claiming to defend there. And maybe even share the good thing that would be useful to both parties. A mutual help of which we have lost the value. That could also clarify that various meanings that are losing their sense. So it is really funny to see that all the so-called lines are always presented with two polarities, good and bad. So if we have one principle considered the good, which should be omnipotent, who can do everything, omniscient, all-knowing, pervasive, all-pervading, how could another principle considered the bad exist, which from what can be seen from the current behavior of humanity would also seem even more powerful? It is not more realistic to think. It's like a monist way to a single principle that contains everything, a wall which contains everything, including the good and the bad, and knowing that every line of thought and creed has a common basis. Why not staying on your own in harmony with the others and respecting them? One's own line of thought, perhaps more enriched and expanded, but that is always and in any manner social closer to one's understanding and one's way of thinking and social living. So let's open up without fear to the knowledge and let ourselves flow. Nothing bad comes from knowledge. It is better to fear the ignorance, stupidity, presumption, arrogance, which are supporters of intolerance, discrimination, and wars. Knowledge is a great value, not a demerit. Yoga belongs to a knowledge that transcends all religion line and is based on Sanatana Dharma, eternal truth. Is what the foreign has been called Hinduism to identify something that didn't belong to the conventional religion. The common meaning of the word Sanatana Dharma is primordial law, true rule or eternal law, etc. It is complete to describe the meaning of Sanatana Dharma because an exact equivalent word doesn't exist in any languages. And if seem quite arduous to find a term that gives it a comprehensive meaning. Also because there is the risk of transmitting an inadequate idea of it. Eternal rule, that which we usually translate as Sanatana Dharma, is a very limiting concept. Let's analyze the word Sanatana, which can correspond to eternal, perpetual, perennial, even if eternal or perennial implies something static, stationary, immobile, frozen. And in a universe where everything is in movement, in which everything has a beginning and the end, the concept of eternal, perennial is too difficult for us to imagine, to realize. Easier to understand is the term perennity, perpetuity, gives exactly the right meaning of continuity that is peculiar to Sanatana, a flowing continuity without beginning or end. Karma, on the other hand, is normally translated as law, cosmic law, natural law. If we analyze roots tree, we observe that it means to support, sustain, maintain. In short, it may mean preservation and stability. Let's see Dhru, from which derives the word Dhruva, that means pole or earth axis, or universe axis as well. And here we find the important meaning of the point, stable point, and the unchanged point, center, around where everything revolves. Karma is the very essence of the universe, as the heat is the essence, the dharma of the fire. With the decline of the fire's dharma, the essence of fire itself becomes lost. It's heat. So we can attribute to Sanatana Dharma the fascinating idea of a perpetuity firmly resting on permanently solid foundation. A concept that can appear difficult for its unusual point of view, but it is important to understand that, given the limited nature of the human mind, it is not able to conceive, if not through a thin intuition, very subtle, the consciousness of permanence, of infinity, and an empty wall that in fact is full. It is difficult to get an exact idea of what might be called the principle of essence, or call it with the name, the use, the name, term of God. Here is a verse for the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad to clarify the meaning of this our limitation. One cannot really know who makes possible the knowledge itself. It means our possibility of knowledge is limited, but our being humans, so it is difficult to understand the no limits, because we have only limits. Our body, our place, our planet. This is one of the limits of the concrete human mind, physical mind, that is not able to conceive what it cannot concretely experience. And so we could say, but how can we know the principle? Well, through dhyana and samadhi, and of course a clean purpose, we can establish that silence in which the subtle intuition brings us through the void to conceive the full, or at least to conceive who or what fills the void. Or by searching in logical dissertation, nyaya, of the exclusion of not that, not this, neti, neti, having a perception of what you cannot exclude, of what remain not excludable, or what is solid, eternal, perennial. The paths are different as the characteristic of each human being. As the ways to recognize the origin are so many as human beings are, so the various forms, Brahman Saguna, of the formless, the Brahman Nirguna, are multiplied. The Brahman Nirguna is the principle without the qualities, the guna. The gunas are aspects of nature, prakriti, and of everything that has been created. Nature, in a global and universal meaning. These are the three aspects: sattva, rajas, tamas. Sattva is a consciousness, tamas, established and the concreteness, and the rajas that interrelates between the two is the energy. And everything, animated and inanimated, living beings, plants, mineral, air, fire, water, etc., is composed by these three principles. So the forms are defined the Brahman Saguna. That means they have their own specific quality, concrete form, and they are part of the manifestation. Instead, the principle known as Brahman Nirguna, Nir negation, Guna quality, principle without qualities, is the formless, or that has no concrete form. These forms, which have contributed to transmit the erroneous message attributed to Sanatana Dharma of a polytheistic religion, by aspect, are those aspects of nature. Nature is Sanatana Dharma. State is a state of mind, qualities that anyway must be transcended. However, to see beyond the form, the principle without form. But mind, devotion, and limited vision need to lean and hold onto the form, which is used as a lever to raise their own awareness to the concept of the principle without form, a kind of point of where everything starts. And from this interpretation of the guna, it becomes clear that men and other various forms of the universe, be they plants, animal, or mineral, or part of one single unique being, one unique breath, which through the Sanatana Dharma are part of one single unique being. The perpetuity, our continuing eternity, it is seen, no, and that in the end will allow the various forms to dissolve themselves in it. And this is the monistic peculiarity of Sanatana Dharma, that includes all ideologies, religion, spirituality, yoga, paripurna, in respect of all points of view and paths necessary to reach the center, the essence of our self. So the Sanatana Dharma can be considered the very essence of the human race, a common platform as the foundation of a house, as in common with whatever other building where every thought, every line, every faith may find its foundation, similar to everybody. And in this platform, everyone can build their own home or hovel or supermarket or luxury palace, or a temple or a cathedral. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Asato Ma Sagamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana Mrityormukshiyamamritate Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana Mrityormukshiyamamritate Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana Mrityormukshiyamamritate Om Dhyanamula Guru Murti Pujamula Guru Padam Mantramula Guru Vakya Mokshamula Guru Kripa Akandamandalankara Vyaptayena Charam Charam Tapadandasitanyena Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Manataha Sri Jagannatha Matguru Sri Jagat Guru Mahatma Sarvabhutatma Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Yanna Shakti Samarudam Tattvamala Vibhushitam Putti Kadaptancha Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Stavaram Jagamam Jaktam Yakinchit sancharanchara tapadandasitanyena Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Chinnamaya Vyaktan Sarva Trailokya Sancharanchara Tapadandasitanyena Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanyam Savatam Shantam Vyomatitaha Niranjanaha Bindunada Kalatitaha Tashmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Sarvashruti Shiroratna Samupahasita Murtaye Vedantam Puja Suryaya Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Tajmahe Shri Gurave Namaha Om Shri Gurave Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Om Shri Gurave Namaha Om 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 Shanti 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 Thank you.
Thank you, dear Gayatridevi, for your wonderful presentation. I like to open the floor for everyone to ask questions. And I'll start a question. I want to see the way you start your yogic path. I remember you are from the Catholic family in Italy and became a follower of Hinduism. So could you explain how it started and all this stuff?
Yes, I started 54 years old, 4 years back. And because me and my ex-husband, we wrote some philosophy, book, some philosophy. So in it, there was the concept, a philosophical concept, and I saw that was very, very nearby yoga, was the same. So we start both this path. It was a very interesting. We go in the deep inside the roots of this. Because in the past in Europe, there was only physical part of yoga. So it was not that I like very much. I do, no problem, because it's important, because the physical, mind, and the spirit is all one. No? So it's okay. The physical part is very important. But I go deeply in this kind of philosophy. I don't think it's a philosophy, it's a life. For me, it's a life. It's not only philosophy, mental thing, but it's a full body, mind, and spirit. This I think for me. And after that, we went to meet some great master gurus. We met Satchidananda, Satyananda, Muttananda. Everybody give me one part of this puzzle, like a puzzle, and make my full painting. Now, because after 54 years, is my life. Today, also today is my life.
That's the part I admire you, because you took it as your lifestyle. You know, a lot of people come to India and learn things, and they just go. so many Western people I taught yoga, and out of thousands, maybe one person, became a yoga teacher. Even I said 10,000, maybe one. That's it. Yeah.
Yes, but maybe it was just inside, because for example, my father liked the Indian culture, and in this place on the top of the roof, there was all the books, and me when there was a scholar, 7 years old, go there and read all all these books, and I was fascinating for this. So I think inside there was just something.
Just mention about your artwork.
Sorry?
Talk about your art.
My art. Okay. I was a painter before, because I'm an artist, and I like to make a sculpture with the clay, no?
Yeah.
And painting. This is more spiritual painting for me. The sculpture is more physical, huh? But that is it's a very like a meditation for me, the painting. And I start after I knew the yoga. I am fascinated of the aspects, the multiply aspect. Sorry, my English is very bad. The aspect of the inside. So I painting the mood also, no? The mood, not only the aspect, the mythology aspect, but also the mood. And I like very much also paint, but it's my professional work is teacher, yoga teacher.
I don't know, I showed this one to you earlier.
Sri Chakra.
Yeah. This is my first work I did when I came to America. Some I did, but the thing is, I don't get enough time to sit. That's a problem.
It need a lot of knowledge to paint this, because I did 2 of this, but it was very difficult because you are involved inside, and you have to be precise, very precise, because otherwise wrong something.
Something else come. I remember once I asked one of the priests to make a Suryanagara pendant for keeping in the chain, and they made something else. And they said, no, this is a real one. I said, no, I know how to draw this one. So how come you can make wrong thing and ask me money? Then I thought, no, I don't want to go for it. Just make the painting myself. Yeah.
But it's a very nice painting. If you want to paint, you come outside. It's like another you. For me, like this, when I paint, I am totally involved inside.
So I was showing this to one of the friend last week, and see the lines very sharp.
Yes.
If you do one person the 1 degree angle, it will be totally different structure. You know, it will create extra cones.
I can show you something. This is one of my painting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay, you see, this could be Indra, but it's Indra or Skanda. He killed the ignorance. He killed the ignorance and open the knowledge. And you see the light is my little daughter. He give the light of the knowledge. This is one of my painting.
Great.
You know, I think, because you
Yeah, I saw a lot of paintings when I came there.
Yes.
But I noticed I studied painting, drawing and painting 2 years with one of the masters, and I used to go to annual painting competitions earlier, little sculpturing and all that stuff.
Yes, after maybe I send you something, some painting, because I did also Patanjali.
Oh, okay.
Patanjali, he suggests me the yoga like this. It's like this. He starts suggesting me the yoga sutra.
So maybe you prepare an article, 100 words with your paintings. I'll put it in a magazine.
Okay, I send you.
I'm going to invite Dr. T.P. Shashikumarji to make some comments about your presentation. He's one of the Global Council member from the Value community. Very
Namaste, namaste.
Yeah, T.P., please.
Namaste. It was nice listening to Amma from the experience of the self-experience. I am from Himalayan tradition, Swami Rama's tradition. So we keep saying meditation in action. So as you said, the painting itself is a meditation. You get merged with that.
Karma yoga.
Yeah. So your electroencephalograph, the brain vibrations becomes without any fluctuations.
Yes.
Same thing is what in Bhagavad Gita, which says Sthita Prajna. The Sthita Prajna, in which you don't see Dukheshu Anudiknamana Sukheshu Vikata Spruha Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha.
Not only a word I understand. I know you made this. I know because I make one lesson about the wave of the status of the mind.
Yeah.
Because there is five status of the mind, and when you are in meditation, there is the last. There is a very
less fluctuations. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I used this. I used this in one other my. I codify one line, one kind of yoga. It's called Varuta Kriya. It's a protection the mind, a protection. And this is, I mixed a little bit Western thing with the yoga, but without change. Yoga is perfect like yoga, but I use both in this kind of thing, but I have a lot of success in this thing. success result, and not success, my success, no. The result of
Yes.
on the people that change your mind is what's very fantastic, this kind of work. And I want to spread, but it's very difficult because this work change for each people I have in front. It's very difficult to write, but I try to write a book, but it's very difficult to teach to do this because you have to become.
It's a self-transformation.
Yes, and self-transformation, and you can help the other, but you before you have to change yourself, and so you can help a lot of people. Some people.
That is why I keep saying yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana. I can take people up to dhyana. Dharana, samadhi is at your level. You decide what you want.
Yes, yes. I teach only till dhyana.
Dharana and maybe dhyana a little bit. Then leave
is coming itself, because dharana is like one. When you put water in one,
yeah.
Dharana is like this, and when you are in dhyana, yourself alone.
Yes.
Yes, because when people tell in it they want to start with samadhi, it's very laughing for me because how can you teach samadhi?
Yeah, I think that is where many people don't like Dr. TPS, because I keep telling you cannot teach meditation.
I remember people bring brochure with the different types of meditation, and Swami Bo used to laugh. Oh yeah.
So I keep making a joke saying, I will teach you how to taste water.
No, but it's like this. If you are not experienced this, but also if you are experienced samadhi, you can't
Explain.
No, you can explain and also teach the other, because every samadhi is own, is only for the only that person.
Yeah, that's why I said it's my taste of water. In orange, it has water, it has got an orange taste. Apple, when juice is there, it has got an apple taste. So each one of us tastes different in the content of the water.
But I feel also the different taste also the water.
Yeah, it is. When I drive, I meditate in a different style. When I speak, I meditate in a different style. When I cook, I meditate in a different style.
Yes. Really. Because, for example, when I go in a mountain, the water is different. It's the city.
And person is same.
Yes. It is impossible to put something inside, because you can't put inside. Also for the children, when you go to the school to teach the children, you can't. It's not good to teach, to put inside. You have to take from them, because this is important. Otherwise, it's only one puppet.
That's why we all became free birds,
Free birds.
We have our own way to move.
It is better.
So I am spotlighting Mirtha also here. I know Gayatri already met Mirtha in Argentina in 2005 and 6. 2005, I think, right?
Yes, right. Good morning. Buenos días a todos. Good morning to everyone. I'm here one more day. One more day. I don't have too much time because I have been working too hard for the competition. And last night at 3 or 4 a.m., somebody called me from India. And I can understand well, but we arranged all the situations, and I sent our list, 22 competitors. I will send them the inscription now when we finish this meeting.
Yeah, that will talk. Yeah.
But I want to be here with you, sharing with you one more day, at least not many time, but the time I have, I am here. I listening, you were talking about potentially the work Maria and me sent to the competition yesterday, so you was about the how to teach potentially yoga in the modern world. And both of us sent some investigation works about potentially how to expand his philosophy here in Argentina into school, especially. Then I'm here one more day here, joining with you, showing with you and enjoying all the conversations you have. Thank you very much, Guruji, for present me, for introduce me, because I think that today I don't have to talk, but well, I'm here. I can talk without a paper all times.
So I want to ask Gabriel, do you have any questions for Gayatridevi? Are you able to unmute?
Gabriel, are you there?
Yeah, he's here.
Here we go. Sorry about this. No questions. It was beautiful to hear.
Any comments?
No.
No problem.
It was beautiful.
You need some comments. Reason, because you are in the path as a newcomer, right?
Yes.
These are the people went through the life. So something to learn from them for you. Because we know Indians will talk and they bring a lot of things. That's totally different. This aspect is different. That's why I asked.
Can we come back? I'll think of something.
Yes.
I apologize. Sorry.
Otherwise, you just sit and listen. You won't be.
I think Dileepji, the greatest experience will be like she was mentioning that she has gone and then met a lot of people, traveled across India, and that is the greatest experience. I think Gabriel should have a opportunity
He's going to, because he got the passport.
Correct.
He is going to have that experience. So before that, we can have that interaction.
I am sure Gabriel has questions and comments.
I have a question, actually. Gayatridevi, namaste.
Namaste, Gabriel.
I would love to hear your experience with your creativity. What inspired you to go in the direction? Because I see in your artwork so much, and even behind you and in your energy that you, I feel the very strong current of inspiration. I'm just curious to hear more about your personal experience when it comes to your art.
Good for you.
You asked me what?
Your symbol. Okay.
I'm sorry. My apologies. I was asking about the impact or the experiences or the main experience that made your creativity your connection with your creativity, because I pick up so much inspiration in all of the art that I've seen. It's very, very difficult because I'm trying to
Gayatri,
slow down
do you
what I'm.
understand Spanish? You speak Spanish, right?
Maybe
Yeah, ask in Spanish.
En español.
Ah, yeah.
Ok, básicamente lo que estoy preguntando es el inspiración que yo siento, y siento mucho inspiración de ti, de arte.
arte.
Arte, de diferentes formas de arte, de arte.
De arte, sí.
Y lo que fue en tu experiencia, lo que te impactó para tu creatividad.
I speak in English. Okay. I born like this because always when I was in very little in the class, always be concentrated on the teacher taught me. I had to design. Always I design. Sometimes I take a bad. My teacher was very angry because always I was like this because it's impossible on the table. So I go under to to design because my concentration was better. She think it was a distraction, but for me it's a dharana. I paint and I was concentrated on my to the teacher, but I take better marks. It's I think marks. Because that after two in second class, third class, they understood, so he left me paint. But the painting for me is my life. Now I don't. I no time. I have no time to paint because I have a lot of things. But in the same time, I like very much.
Beautiful.
It's the spiritual. This is my spiritual way to show my spiritual way, my spiritual soul.
I could feel it.
Do you have two equipments?
Okay.
One of yours was
Okay.
on. What did you?
Eh?
One of yours was on. I just muted. One of your devices was on.
Oh,
okay. Both were on. I muted one. Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, it is good. So I saw some other people are on the line. So if anybody want to ask questions or comments, you are welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
So make everyone open your video. Right. Not from me. I saw Rajbhai.
Namaste everyone. I'm in the train, so I heard Sister Gayatridevi's presentation off and on. Wonderful to bring out many aspects. I saw the yantra she designed, and also enjoyed the comments from Dr. TPS. The samadhi is, of course, the individual journey. Each one's experience cannot be related to someone else. Just like we digest the food, we experience our emotions, which is individually unique. So each person has been installed with a GPS to reach our destination, different directions, different path of meditation, yoga, all that. So thank you again. Thank you, Guruji. Completing the second day, wonderful. God bless everyone.
I don't hear very well this.
It's outside, that's why. I saw Mehta want to say something. Your hand
Yes,
up.
I'm here. I'm just writing because I was listening the words of Mary saying. I think that, yes, I was born with creativity and art all my life. From very, very, very young girl, I study decoration, art. I love dancing, for example. I love artistic yoga, of course. All the things that are creativity is in my life. And ideas flow from my mind and my soul. I don't think ideas. When I was in meditation, ideas comes to me every time, every moment. I have been working with creativity and I love it. It's my life. My life is to paint, to dance, to make or create big vinyasas of artistic yoga. That is my life. I was studying some dances last month, and this professor teach us structures. And it was very difficult for me to remember the structure. The last class, the teacher said, well, now you are free, use your creativity. And it was the best class I have. That is my life. Creativity, art.
But I think it's my idea. Yoga is not only yoga that people teach. Everything in the life is yoga. For example, when I go outside in my school, now I am in my school, outside I have a lot of flowers, but I speak with my flowers. So they feel me. When I go, I was maybe in another part of the country, and I'm not here. They are not well. I had to, when they come, I had to speak with them, because otherwise, no. But it's also, this is yoga. Everything is yoga. Yoga is in ourselves, inside, and everything you touch is a yoga, because it's a union. When you are in union with your laptop, they're the same. So it is you that can do one contact.
Yes, of course.
For example, it's I didn't finish before one thing. You see, in the school, children's school, little school children, now they insert, I told you before, but it's very dangerous, this thing, because they teach what the teacher wants, and put inside, what happened? Put inside the children. Sorry, there is some problem here.
Maybe you open in the computer, then share it.
Me?
You are showing the stuff, right?
No, it's not mine.
Somebody's.
Okay, somebody open. Yeah, okay. So when do you go, you see the children, it's not free. It's not themselves. They are only the clone of the teacher. So this is not very good because the people is the children have some la parola giusta have very potential inside. This is they make all the same plane. My friend was medicine doctor. He told me that now there is like a system when you check your heart, there is some like this and some this, and this and this, and this and this, no? Now they cut this and they cut that. The difference is very dangerous, this thing, because they want all things like this.
Yes.
If you know Edison, you see, Edison, he invented the light.
Yes.
Edison. In the past, it was a little. The teachers, the school teachers, call the parents, the mother is going there. It is not, it's a very different child. It's impossible to teach him. And he had to take off the school. The father and mother was a teacher. So they teach to his child, their child, and told him, you know, he told you are too much good, so you can't stay with the other. You are the best. So I have to teach me to you. He became the best because his mother gave him the possibility. The parents give the strong to do himself. And this was an inventor, became an inventor because they want everybody the same as they. So they don't disturb, don't make some question difficult, but this is not created a good future for the humanity. We have only the puppeting around. It's very difficult. My student has one very interesting child, but they told this is not good, it's stupid. But I know he has a bigger soul. So I told him, don't send him in the school, make you. Because otherwise they are ruined this child.
Yes, of course.
It's yoga, really, it's a precious way to teach the children. I think all the people, parents have to be yoga teacher, so it can help their children. Otherwise, you make only the person like this. Okay. Sorry, my English.
Yeah, Dileepji, I just wanted to share one picture of Tulsi.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
probably, is it visible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Generally, tulsi is a plant which grows 2.5 feet.
Okay.
And here you can see I kept it in a small pot. I was talking to Tulsi when I was in an office where my public interaction was very, very limited. This Tulsi was my company.
Tulsi. Okay. Tulsi.
Yeah, it generally grows 2.5 feet, but it has gone more than 8 feet. And the leaf was almost this big. So you can, that's what where you started. We can converse with the plants. We can converse with anything in this world, and then share that experience of.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way of. And this is from my office. People used to visit just to see this.
Very nice.
Yeah. And this window is 4.5 feet, and the upper one is 2.5 feet, so 6.5 feet. And you can see it was touching the roof, so I made it to go parallel, the horizontal. So it was almost 8.5 to 9 feet.
It's very high, huh?
Yeah. Generally, otherwise 2.5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this plant doesn't grow like this.
Right. I'm glad you show this one. It's very, very, very rare to see these things.
It's a miracle.
I remember.
See, normally it's like this, no? I think like this.
Yeah.
So when I was living at the Vivekananda Kendra in Kanyakumari, he had a scientist from Pakistan.
Yes.
So he's seeing different ragas in front of the plants, and each plant will grow different ways according to the raga. So I'll go and listen to him. It's very interesting. As a Muslim coming from Pakistan and living in ashram, especially Vivekananda Kendra, full of Hindu leaders. I said, how he survived that? It was very interesting. And I had great time when I grew up. Mom always had a garden.
I also that of the religion I told before. In my school, I have all the books, every religion, and the people was very, very kind. I was very happy to see this. Also some people, but one of them I don't tell you which line, but when this coming, say, why you put this there? This. Because all the same for me. No, it's impossible. This is different. This is your mind is different. For me, it's the same. It's a very, this is very dangerous also, because there is a discrimination, this apartheid is not a good thing, because everybody is like some line, why not? My daughter is different of me. It's normal, but you have to accept it.
Yeah, that's supposed to be.
And today I wrote to because I have one chat for only my students. I wrote that because some people did, my daughter, my son, my. Nobody is your. Nobody. You have to be. Yeah, you know the. The animals, for example, Orsa, come si chiama? L'orsa, sorry. The name of this kind of animal, sorry. I go to see what is, sorry. Allora, orso. Ah, horse, ok.
Wolf, eh?
Aspetta. No. Horse, bears, sorry, bears. The mother bears, when they are children, is grow up. She is teach everything how take food, take your things. So when she taught everything to these children, so little bears, she say one word. The attention. So they go on the airborne, so the tree, so the tree, and she left there the children and go around, because they had to go themselves. They stay on the tree to night and then come down and go looking for food. This is we have to do with our children. But now we stay in Italy, for example, stay till they're 50 years old. 50 years old with the parents. Not good like this. It's not good. It's but is my children. No, you are not your children. They are own. They are there, not your. So you have to live go. Not for that you have to not to want to see them, no. The presence is important, but not the attachment. Huh? It's very, very dangerous, this kind of thing.
So the life between human race and animals are different.
No, nobody is different. We are a part of an universe.
So a lot of time, yes, I agree that one.
Un ocean, you are different, the diversity.
I'll give one example. Once one lady was holding a tray with glasses in it. So, and she wanted to give to the child. Child is only 1.5. So I said, that child is not able to handle that tray with these glasses. It may fall. No, in West, we will do this way. They can do whatever they want. Gave it to the child. Child was holding and talking. Pata, 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 all fell down. And she's standing next to all the glass pieces. So we know this is going to happen. And we'll let them know. So they went to the freedom. Who are you to tell us? That's the way they say things. So it's like a fire. If you say fire, and we never let child to go and play with the fire because they are innocent. They don't know what to expect from this fire deal. Yeah. So that's why parents take them away from the fire. And later, when they are maturing, they learn things. So that's why parents are training children, supposed to train children, and when they grow up, they can go their own way. We don't have to control. Sometimes Indian families, or Asian families, they control too much towards children, and it will create some conflicts. and you give so much freedom, they're also a problem too. So we need a balanced way of handling things. I hope Gabriel can bring some of his experience, because he had some life difficulties with his own parents,
Yes, but, there is some exception, but I think is, for example, if one person is not well, need something nearby. But if you take one child 30, 40 years nearby you, because you can't leave it, and he can't leave you, you make only one, you don't do something well for the child. You have to live. They live alone because they have to do his life. Go on also for the grow up.
No.
Otherwise, it doesn't grow up.
Yeah, that I agree, because when you always protecting the child, it's very hard for them to grow. So let them grow in different ways. Same time, as a parent or a teacher, we had to watch them. Are they entering in troubles? That is a responsibility as a human being, or a parent, or a
the parents are very very happy to be to be her son and daughter nearby them, but it's not good for them, for the daughter and the son, because they have to go their life. Otherwise, remain children always. And when they have children, you, like the father and a mother, he had to grow up also the nephew, because he had not able to do. It's impossible to do this, because you have to grow up one humanity consciousness, able to understand, to do something, not only to wait. Our generation for now, not now my generation, but the new generation is not able to organize themselves. This is not good.
They have different mentality.
The fault is of the parents. Also the society. Understand? This is, I think so, but maybe other have some think better. I don't know. I saw this kind of thing. It's not good.
And I always have a difficult time with the young generation in New York, because a lot of young people are in the political offices, and when we communicate, the technology wise they are very good, behavior wise we never know how they are.
See, they are able to use the technologies.
But there's no human connection there.
But not the relation.
They say, okay, bye. Then we never hear about them for a long time. Because we never used to have this type of nature with the children.
Oh, it's not good thing. I think it's not. For example, in the past, I tried to recuperate old people and children, because also the old people is put inside in the club, stay there all the day, speaking with the illness like this. But if we put it together, children, little, little, and the older people. They in India it's not like this because they are together. But if you put not the parents, but the
Grandparents.
see, the old grandfathers, grandmothers, like this, with the children, little children, they can teach, they pass the experience, their experience to them. It's very important. It's a very school, this one. It's a school. And it's in teaching very important because our children doesn't know. For example, when my daughter was little, we went nearby here. There is one thing with the cows, and they take milk. No? People take milk to the cows, but it's like a modern way. This put inside the like motors and take milk. And the one child, when they make them take with the hand, they take milk. One child, when they, but what they are doing? I want to see when the carton comes. The packet. He want to see when the packet of the milk come out from the cows. So they don't know anything.
Yeah, they are away from the natural way of lifestyle. That's the problem.
They have to know the thing, the life, because when you with the war now in Europe, I have some problem with the war. Everybody want start the war. So after the war, there is no thing because always the war make it disaster. No? These children, what are they are not prepared, no, not prepared.
This is the ignorance of human race. They promote war more than anything else.
So you are. I am working also for that sometime, but it's a drop. It's a drop in a big container.
Gabriel, you want to say?
I concur. I totally agree. The communication, I was going to say, even before you, I think you hit the nail on, you were very precise. The communication, I feel, is one of the big things that we're lacking in my generation. Parents were overburdened with between work and the time that they came home to cook and prepare and do everything, that it was almost easier to give the children distractions. And quality time was lacking very much. So quality time was heart to heart, putting everything away and focusing on communication, not communicating while the parent is reading a magazine and saying, while they're reading a magazine. The looking into the eyes, the direct contact. And then I saw some of these children, many of these children went into playing video games and doing things in the very same way that the parents did, but instead of with the newspapers or with other things, they did it with video games. And then cell phones came in and all other kinds of distractions. So technology, that's a positive thing, began to be used in a way that was not towards informing oneself and towards owning in on inner capabilities, but rather on focusing on the outside, focusing on the external aspects of things. And then things became, they went towards a direction of distraction. rather than towards a direction of inner reliance and growth in terms of communicative abilities. I can access something on the internet so that I could learn and inform myself, but I don't have to allow for that to be a point of separation in terms of a relationship between me and another person. So I can use the internet and do my research and then have a heart-to-heart conversation with somebody about it at a later time, rather than separating myself by using technology and only focusing on the technology. So the younger generation tends to do things in a way where they exclude themselves rather than include themselves. And it forms more barriers which separate each other rather than finding ways to communicate and draw more points of union together. So I think that the younger generation is really needing more meaningful communication. It's not just communication by itself, it's quality of communication. And in having the heart-to-heart moments where I've known in my experience with Guruji, being included in some of the satsangs and listening to some of the inspired words like I've heard from you today, and some very meaningful messages has hit me so powerfully that it's reshaped the way I've seen things. And allowing for those opportunities for this to happen is what some of the younger people need to give themselves. And if they're so distracted in their mundane, trivial day-to-day existence and their devices and looking at their cell phones, they won't give themselves the opportunity to open up in that way.
They are a little bit confused.
I apologize.
No, not you. the young people, they are a bit confused because everything is different on the teaching. And now if there is some problem that the young people doesn't know, because they never seen, me too, I didn't see the war. Huh? I didn't see the war because I born 2 years after the war. So I didn't see. But it was very difficult in that kind of after the war. For example, my parents was before the war was rich. After the war, no, because they lost everything. Also, the house was fall down like this. So my brothers, older than me, have another experience than me after the war. So now they have all this kind of easy word, okay, because it's easy, the word. It looks like not easy, but the word is bad, is worst. So now they live in the like everything is the easier, no, easy. Everything is easy. For example, you use a laptop, you use this. It's very, very. You don't remember one word. You go on the laptop. We have a dictionary. Before it was dictionary. You had to remember. But now, the young people, they have no memory because it doesn't say, then it's not useful, no? Useful because he have this one, and they find everything. So they are not used to yes, the more memory is not trained.
Dileepji, I am the only child here and I am hearing all complaints from elderly people scolding me that my generation is bad. How can Gabriel also agree that?
Me too. I doesn't not remember something. I go see, it's very easy, but this mind is go down, is not trained, is not trained. For the children, because we have something again for the past, but the young people, they haven't. They are all this, and it doesn't.
Convenience.
If you broke, take off this to one young people. He died. It's impossible. I can't. Oh, my friend, it's like there is all his life is inside here.
Last week when I was in the metro, I enter in the car, I see everybody is looking like this, so silent in the car.
Yes, but if there is not this the connection. They looking forward to have the connection because they can't stay 5 minutes without. So if there is the war, everything is gone. They are like everything empty. No, what's
Oh my God! I saw two more people in the meeting. Gayatridevi from Argentina and
we
both
have
from
we
India.
have two young people here.
Yeah, I'm the one of the youngest one.
I'm the young. Yeah, you cannot. You are complaining on young people, so you cannot. See, I'll tell you, the difference is traditionally the food was inside house, entertainment was outside house.
Yes.
In today's world, food is outside house, entertainment is inside house.
Yes, but the young people, they have a house, own house, and own children. And what teach to the children is they give this to the children.
That is because my food is inside this, my transportation is inside this, my knowledge is inside this, my bill is inside, my bank is inside, my schedule is inside, my knowledge is inside, my contact is inside, my Zoom is inside.
You too, yes.
Even my blood pressure is inside.
But I have all the dictionary again. I still have all the dictionary.
Yeah, but traditionally people were lean and the televisions were very fat. What is technology development? People became fat, people became slim.
Can I?
This is carpet development.
Can I speak? Yes. Well, about everything you are talking about, I am in that group too. I'm older than Taradevi, but I have to tell you that I told with my all the points you are talking about. I talked with my plants, and my plants, that is crazy, answer me. Because the plants say, this place likes me, this place doesn't like me, I need water, I don't need water, and I'm talking to my plants. That is the first point. The second point is that it's okay, children at school are clones. I was talking every time that I can about this, but some institutions do not like that children learn to think by themselves. That is the trouble. Here in my country, I have been working in education for more than 40 years. I have a postgraduate in social education in another country. Everything, and every time goes that children from 3 years, kindergarten, middle school, high school, don't think. Some institution is not good that children think by themselves. And then when children has 20 years, no one knows what to have with their life. That's the other point. The third point is here in Argentina, I want to share to you our culture. Men stay at home till 25 years old, 30 years old now. Women stay at home with their parents, younger, 19 to 22 years old. But men go on living in their parent house. That is our culture. I don't know if it is a problem, because that is a problem for them, of course, no? I say my kids, I say my grandson, I was laughing because I say my grandson, my kids, but sometimes it's a living culture that makes them to stay at parent homes, because they are still studying at university. Then anyone doesn't know what he wants for their life, and there is a building problem here in our country. It's very difficult to have your own house. Youngers have to go to rent houses, and it's very difficult to stay at university, to work, and to pay for their own rent. Well, that is all the things I want to share with you. I am totally agree. I'm totally agree with all the things you are talking about. I think that the younger person in the first group was Guruji here, and now Taradevi maybe.
So we have 10 more minutes. I want to invite Taradevi and MNC boss start to speak. Taradevi is one of the trustee in Argentina for Value Community. Taradevi.
She needs a translate.
Yeah, please.
But what I tell you before was for the people that stay in the house with the parents 50 years, not till the university is okay. My daughter stayed till the university, and then she went. But it's not in general. There is also the exception, no? If there is one person needed to be in a house, okay, but it's inside the freedom, not because when you see one person 50 years old, he married, and there is a children, and they parents, his parents, have to grow up the children. I think it's not so good. But for example, the difference is the ancient community. For example, in India, I try, it's very nice thing all together, and also the. For example, when one person go in retired here, it's useful. It's a person in useful, but it's not good. This
okay.
In India, I was in Gondarmau, There was one old man, 120 years old. Maybe there wasn't in that time. There was maybe really wrong the date, but it was. They told me it's 124. You see, this fellow, the old man, was in the middle of the one place. It was very big. It's like a municipio, come si dice? The mayor. Si può dire mayor? Okay.
Yeah.
There is one place down a hall very big, and there was like a bed very, very big where they go like this on top for the conciliar, the conciliar of the city or the group, when the people they take a decision.
City council.
City council. Huh?
Yeah.
In the middle, there was this man, 120. In Italy, will be in the place.
Retirement place. But even in America, 90, 95, 100, a judge can continue until their death. That's the way rules are.
So it's very difficult to tell global thing.
It takes a long way to go.
You have to see the topic you are you go in front, because it's a different things for the other. But in general, I think first 3 years of the children is the imprinting. So it must be with the family, but it's not like this.
Maybe. So we have only 6 more minutes. I want to let Tara Devi and MNC boss to say a few words. Tara Devi.
Namaste, everyone.
Mirta will translate.
Thank you. Bueno, acá feliz escuchando a mi Blesio. Coincido, estoy traduciendo con el Google en la pantalla para poder entender, pero hay palabras que cambian. Entiendo esto de la comunicación.
She is translating with Google in the screen.
Trato de entender e ir hilando la comunicación, pero es bastante difícil. Les digo que estaba escuchando esto de la conexión, de los niños, de la falta de atención, un poco también de lo que se pierde en la familia, ¿verdad? De este padre que llega a la casa y no mira a los ojos a sus hijos, como dijo Gabriel, está atrás de un diario, de una revista, y falta ese diálogo, ¿no? Falta esa comunicación, ese aprendizaje, que es la primera escuela, el hogar. Sí,
well, I'm going to translate because you have been talking a lot. She is totally agree with what Gabriel said about parent communications, that children did not see parents to their eyes to eyes and get inside the magazine or newspaper. She thinks that our home is the first place where human race must communicate each other.
Trabajo con niños. Perdón, doy clases de yoga.
She works with kids. She gives classes to kids, yoga classes to kids.
y noto esta conexión a esto y desconexión a esto. Mucha distracción.
She noticed the connection with the cellular, with the technology, but no connection inside themselves.
Mucha distracción y poca concentración.
A lot of distraction and just a few concentration.
Y bueno, trato yo desde las enseñanzas de mi maestra, lograr a través del juego que puedan calmar, que puedan conectar consigo mismos, verse, escucharse y poder así transmitirlo también a la casa, ¿no? A ese padre que no se comunica, a esa madre que no se conecta, que no me ayuda con la tarea o que por ahí está también conectada a las redes y que desde los chicos, que son estos nuevos maestros, los niños, puedan reeducar un poquito más a la sociedad y ser el futuro que este mundo necesita.
Well, a bit long, the dialogue, but she's saying that she teach yoga to their children, to their group, through the playing, through play games till the children will be 7 or 8 years old, but it's too difficult for her because the family is absent in any way. It's very hard that family join with yoga games and children, but she has the hopeless that from kids and their communication, the knowledge that kids has inside them can change this world in any way. And well, every one of us want to change the world with our job. But
Yeah, so
it's a drop in the sea.
Yeah, we'll continue with the Tara another day. I want to go back to Professor MNC Bose. Yeah.
Yes. Good morning and good afternoon to everybody. See, today's discussion was of good standard and it was very interesting. Actually, when I started, I heard, when I start hearing this discussion, I felt that was a little bit monotonous. But towards the end of the discussion, it has become of high standard and interesting. And I should say I have to represent the young people because I am an young man. I should represent the young people only.
Right.
So I am with the young people, and they are more intelligent and their some emotional balance is less. And they have so many ideas. And India, being an Indian, India is having more percentage of young people.
45, around 45%.
More than 45 percentage of Indian people are young only, and they are having very good IQ. That is, I can say that young people today's young people are having good IQ, but bad EQ. EQ in the sense emotional balance is quotient is bad. But anyway, they are having so many interesting ideas, and of course, they are having communication throughout the world. Their world is the whole world, not a small area. They can communicate with any people everywhere in the world and anything, as Shashimar sir said, and anything they can communicate. They have the knowledge, they have the capacity to communicate, and they don't need any visa or passport to go anywhere in the world because they are having their mobile with them. They can go anywhere without visa and passport. That is the young generation now. So I don't want to take much time of yours. I will come next day also, and we can have a discussion about this thing, other thing. I was handling the young people, and I am a young man only. So I am for the young people.
Thank you.
And and I'm not against the old people. I am with the old people also. Since I am an 70-year-old person, I am with the young, old people also. Thank you. Okay.
So we had to wind up. After this meeting, I want to talk to Mirta Bado Tara and Gabriel Martinez. We'll go to another account. I'll send you immediately a message. We need an emergency meeting for the yoga sports. And I am so happy bringing Gayatridevi to bring her experience, sharing experience, thoughts. And I want to see the world. Yoga is not only for Indians, and we have to see the life, how Western people went through for years. That's the main point I look at, because they adapted Indian culture and living in that one. So when some Indians, when they see it, they respect their own culture. They go abroad and they change their religion. A lot of time they change their religion, then they insult Indian culture. I saw that in my personal life. So it's, of course, problems are everywhere, all over the world. That doesn't matter. And you learn something that has to be in our life. So I appreciate Gayatridevi, Blesio being part of our activities for a long time. And we'll continue our dialogues. Tomorrow we have some people from different countries, for Asian countries. They're going to speak their own experience.
Can I tell one thing only? One phrase only? I told the yoga is all, but not all is yoga.
Yoga don't have any lifespan.
Correct.
That is correct.
That's right.
That is correct.
Still going on, you know. Some people try to protect yoga, so there's nobody need to protect yoga. Yoga knows how to go. So at least I remember yesterday, Indian consul, when I was talking to him after the program, he admired what we are bringing his yoga day celebration in different dimensions. Earlier they cannot imagine in their faith, in their religion, or in their cultural programs. So we very ahead, very fast. Yeah. So they admire that point. So thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Namaste.
One question I want to ask Shashi Kumarji. What's a good day for you to speak? Is 6th, how is the 6th? Monday. Monday is good?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Sunday we have a physical program in a park. I want to see how internet will work. We are trying to go. Gabriel is bringing his phone and I bring my laptop. So we want to show that in the program.
Okay.
Yeah. So see you all tomorrow, and Gabriel and Mirta Tara will meet immediately. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.